every day, some more than others, some less than others. It brings us comfort, joy, and we center our main events around it. We love to eat. Now let's look at some of the science and underlying components of this habitual action. The primary concern and element I have found in researching foods are the harmful effects of genetically modified organisms. A genetically modified organism is a plant, animal, or microorganism that has been produced to overcome any natural restrictions. It encompasses eradicating the DNA, manipulating it, and then reinserting it back into the original or alternative organism. We trust that supermarkets, companies, and restaurants will ensure the safety of our food. We think that the healthy food should be healthy and the junk food should be safe, but still fattening. We base our expectations on what we've been informed on, but if we dig into this topic, we'll find that we're highly uninformed. Ever since GMOs were introduced in the 1970s, chronic illnesses such as allergies, autism, and reproductive disorders have increased by 13%. Scientists do all kinds of crossbreeding, such as trout genes in tomatoes, protein genes from flounder and catfish, mouse genes in tobacco, and many other combinations. The FDA requires no labeling of this, so this could pose a threat to people with allergies because they can eat something they're allergic to without even knowing. Over 60% of prepackaged foods and over 36 fruits and vegetables actually contain GMOs. If you walk into a grocery store, you'll notice that the organic produce comes in a variety of shapes and sizes, and the regular produce is roughly around the same size. This occurs because these foods are engineered to create a standard size. According to the Union of Concerned Scientists, 93% of these genetic changes occur to make food production and packaging easier, and a mere 7% were to improve nutrition and taste. It's not fair that the FDA uses consumers as guinea pigs. They require no individual testing on these products, and they solely rely on the data that these companies present to them. A recent report done by Pulitzer Prize winner Michael Moss investigated corporate giants like Frito-Lay's and Oscar Mayer. After investigating Frito-Lay's, he discovered that they spend $30 million a year and hire over 500 chemists, physicians, and technicians to discover what consumers will eat more of and eventually buy more of. They tested things like the perfect breaking point in a chip. It's roughly around 4 pounds of pressure per square inch. They also investigated things like why Cheetos Puffs are so addicting. They have this melt in your mouth quality that makes you feel like you're eating empty calories and you mindlessly overeat. These companies are only interested in profits. They do not keep the customer's well-being in mind. Genetically modified organisms do not build goodwill and friendship. But by buying organic, all-natural, hormone-free foods, you can. My parents have personally done this, and I've noticed that they've lost weight, gained energy, and have had a more positive outlook on life. They actually get excited about cooking and eating a meal together that they're going to feel good about. Although their groceries have been a bit more expensive, you cannot put a price on self-confidence. As Henry David Thoreau once said, "The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it." GMOs are actually the opposite of beneficial. A comparison of the effects of 3 GM corn varieties on mammalian health was studied, and it tested mice that ate GM corn for their whole lives and drank water that had traces of the pesticide Roundup in it. These mice experienced organ damage, immense tumors, and premature deaths. Some of these tumors were so large that the mice actually had trouble breathing. The problem with genetically modified organisms is that they are uncontrollable. They get into every layer of the food chain. If an organism eats something that has a GMO inside of it, that organism has inside of them as well, and so on, and so on. People that are eating, this poses a threat to people that are trying to eat healthy because it becomes an even more ambiguous and risky process. We need to petition to stop commercializing and industrializing foods. And because America is primarily a democracy, we have the power to do so. We should also require labeling. With the proper knowledge and wisdom, we have the power to fix what others consider unfixable.